For a long time, I thought that ebooks were the future and that everybody should be reading on electronic books. And because they're so useful and cheap, easy to download to your telephone, I thought there's no future for paper books. I think I was wrong. Um, and I still like ebooks. I find them useful and they have many advantages that these big old fashioned books don't have. But I still enjoy reading the old fashioned paper and ink product. Maybe kids today don't have the same feelings that I do about books, but well, I'm sorry for them. But anyway, it used to be I'd have to argue in favor of ebooks, and now maybe things have changed around. Now ebooks are so established, and everybody reads on their smartphone, that actually I have to make a case for why you should perhaps read the old-fashioned books. And this is my case. Okay, this is my mission in this lesson is to suggest that these things are not just odd pieces of old-fashioned technology. They are actually useful. Okay, I've got 4 points why I think old-fashioned paper books are good. Number one, well, it says here, I love the look and feel of a well-made book. Have you ever fallen for a beautiful cover and marveled at the layout, the drop caps and the typography of a classic book? What? Yeah, beautiful cover of a book. Sometimes they can look really wonderful. And the layout, the way the text is written, and that's called typography, the typeface, the font, the style of the book. And also I've got in there a drop cap. I'm going to show you a drop cap. Here I've got a book. I quite like this design. It looks like manga, but it's not. It's a mixture of manga and prose. But at the beginning of the chapter, look at that. They use this big white space and then have this is the drop cap, capital letter that's dropped into the text. And it's just a way of showing you that, oh, this is the beginning of the chapter. You know, very old-fashioned books used to have very fancy drop caps, but that's not a fancy one. But I just like the look of that, and the spacing of the words makes it easy to read. It's not all tiny and put together. So, the smell of the book. It's a nice thing to have. Another thing, number two, the physical sensation of knowing how much you have read. Like if I've been reading this book, I can see, oh, I've read that much, and I still need to read this much, and I can feel the physicality of the ideas. Oh, I'm getting near the end of the book now. Oh, yeah, what's going to happen? You know, there's something nice about being able to touch a physical object, not just on a screen. Okay, number three, you never need to plug in a paper book. It requires no power. This is an obvious point, but so many times my iPhone will run out, or this laptop, I have to keep finding the plug. Not a problem with these. And especially like, you know, the next point, number four, paper books are like time machines. I have a number of books that are older than I am, but there's no problem uploading them, right? Right, this is a fairly recent book, I think maybe 10 years old. I was just looking back here, I found on here, this book, as you can see from the cover, kind of falling apart, but this was written and published before I was born. I looked at it, it's 1953. So getting close to 100 years. Was that 80 years ago? This book is 80 years old, but oh, I'm going to read what's in it. Ta-da! Oh yeah, it's easy to read. Look, instantly traveled back 80 years by having this book. Yes, you could do that on a computer, but I don't have to worry about compatibility or, you know, the same software or things like that. I mean, it may seem like a ridiculous thing, but you know, old files on old computers, you can't read them anymore because the computers have changed, or the, you know, what do you call it? The thumb drives don't fit. They've changed the standards and things. Not a problem with old-fashioned, simple technology. Okay, those are my main points. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, I don't know. But Anyway, that's my points. Let's see. I've got some questions here. 3 questions. Number 1, do you prefer ebooks or paper books? Why? Assuming you like books. I don't know. You might not. Number 2, are any of the author's arguments persuasive for the younger generation, do you think? And that's me. I'm the author. Do you think young people agree or disagree? What do you think? And number 3, is there a future for paper books? Or are they just old-fashioned technology that will die out eventually? What do you think, and why do you think so? Okay, thank you for your time. I will see you. We'll talk about this soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me see. Stop that. Okay.